Happy June, everyone. I'm here with an energy update for this month. We are looking at powerful themes of activating our own inner light and warmth, committing to ourselves, bringing awareness to patterns such as self-sabotage, and getting ready for the summer solstice, which is going to help lift us higher into our light. And we've got the crystal of the month that's going to support our deepest truth-seeking and awareness. June is about feeling your own inner warmth and light. Maybe the warmth that you give to others. Maybe you represent that sun for so many people in your life. The way you give this back to yourself is through commitment to yourself. That's why that's such a massive theme this month. So what committing to yourself is going to look like is always showing up for yourself. Maybe it's saying yes to more things, maybe no to more things. Maybe it's time to date yourself, take yourself out, do something nice for yourself. It's always going to mean spending more time with inner child. You really want to become the nurturer this month. Solidify your relationship with yourself and heal the emotional body as deeply as you can before Cancer season begins. Now, there's no time pressure or timeline, but you really want to get in touch with those emotions. You are going to have a much smoother time when those deeper emotional states start to come up for you. That's when you become your inner parent and you mother those emotional needs. Now, starting this now, laying down that groundwork, feeling that warmth will help you when maybe you don't feel so warm in a couple of weeks. Maybe you will. The point is, you want to have the reference points and be able to tap in to your inner toolbox to support yourself through any emotional waves that may come up for you. What you can do now during Gemini season is solidify that bond with yourself, with your inner dialogue and communication. Anything you would normally communicate or put out, take some time to process that with yourself. Be very mindful of how you speak to yourself. You always want to speak to yourself like you would talk to a child, maybe the way you would soothe them. But if that doesn't work for you, do it this way. I always talk to myself. I tell people, talk to yourself like you would talk to one of your beloved pets. So sweet, nurturing, and loving. That type of communication is exactly what inner child wants to hear. But it's also the type of love that you want to put back into yourself to cultivate that inner warmth and light. Think of how you can radiate and be the sun for others once you've done that for yourself. Your warmth will be so much more real, authentic, and feel so loving because you've done the hardest part, which is put all that light back into ourselves, but also ignite that in our heart centers with all the love and the emotional processing that we do now up until Cancer season. Now, I love Cancer season. I am a Cancer rising. I'm all about being in my feels and the emotional body. However, when things do get tough, it can make us feel like a little more heavy in the emotional body. I think that bird agrees. That's why it's going off. So what I'm saying is you're going to use the time now to start cultivating that solid relationship with yourself and know what your own light feels like. Maybe you should pause for a minute, sit still, practice saying I love you to yourself and see what comes up for you. At first, it may be really difficult. You may experience some emotional turmoil. Maybe you have some resistance to this. Working through it is what gets you through that tunnel into that light. And once you cultivate it, it's never going to burn out. It essentially is that eternal flame that you can constantly keep yourself warm with. Don't be afraid to feel those heavier emotions. It's only temporary. Those feeling centers are doing their job so that your higher self makes sure you get the most of what you need to through going through that difficult process, but through this entire journey. Wow. Thank you, birds. Thank you for that. I think you guys know by now I leave any synchronicities from animals or the wind in my videos. I think it supports it. I apologize if it's distracting, but it does mean something. So we're just going to keep flowing this way. The reason I'm bringing attention to this now, especially at the start of this update, is because we are wrapping up old lessons in 2024. So when we feel something, we're going to say, okay, I know what X, Y, and Z feels like, but I'm going to feel it all the way. I'm going to feel it in a way where I am not resisting or avoiding it. So then I can move on into what's next for me. I can heal higher into the spiral into what's next. Healing does show up in a sort of spiral. We come back to a lesson or maybe some sort of experience that we may have seen before, but we're doing it now from a higher place of consciousness, or we can consider it from the condor view. We're going to have a deeper sense of oneness. We are going to have a higher perspective, and we are going to learn different lessons. That's why in June, we feel things all the way, we get what we need to, we integrate, and we transcend. A key practice this month is to look at things that used to have a hold on you in the past, but only creep up when you are stressed. This is going to provide so much gold for what you can transcend this month. This is going to differ for everyone, but a collective theme is self-sabotage. We really want to strengthen our willpower because we are building so much. And sometimes when we get really close to our goals, we may just be exhausted or lose steam or say, you know what, I've made it far enough. Let me just chill and relax a bit. And this is when we want our strength and endurance to see anything we're working on all the way. We are all working on our own individual masterpieces that we are contributing to this great collective masterpiece. So when you are stressed out, don't go into sabotage mode and start cutting corners and thinking that now is the time to sort of drop the ball. I'm once again not trying to put pressure on you, but this is a key month where there's a lot of momentum that we can all access. Here's a great example for many people, since there are so many in the collective working on the theme of being seen, and maybe you've spent great effort in your life working on this. So say then you get an opportunity, maybe someone invites you on a podcast, or you're working on a sort of article, or you're working up to maybe making a channel or posting something, just promoting yourself. So now you get closer to it and you just decide, nah, I don't want to do it. I'll wait for a later time. Timing isn't right. Oh, maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm afraid of what someone will say. Get out of self-doubt. Self-doubt is what's underneath self-sabotage, okay? Do not cut off your potential and your momentum right now. This is just one example, but maybe just reflect and see, okay, where do I sabotage opportunities for myself to heal or to grow? Maybe someone invites you to like a conference or something you really cared about, and you say, you know what, I don't know, I'm tired, I'll do it next month, or maybe I don't have the finances right now. Maybe you take that risk. Maybe you get out of scarcity consciousness and focus on that abundance consciousness. You do a payment plan, you reach out, you do whatever it takes to get you closer to your goal. This is what you want to focus on in June, because once you do that and you commit to it, the universe is going to play ball with you, and it's going to provide those opportunities because it knows you're committing to your highest good and your highest growth. And like I've said before, that's where the universe always shows up for us. It's common to want to slow down during this time of the year. It's summer, everyone's on vacation. We just want to relax and chill. And you can do that. It's so important to get that rest. What I'm saying is, don't stop now. What you want to do is just say, hey, look at this amazing thing, which is you. Look how far you've come. Look what I've created. I'm not going to stop building this. I'm not going to look towards the past right now. I'm not going to slow down my momentum. I'm not going to compare myself to others. I'm just going to keep my eye on the prize, which is my healing. The number one thing you don't want to sabotage is your healing. Don't self-sabotage when it comes to your commitment to your healing. Now let's talk about the summer solstice occurring on June 20th. This is one of the most important dates this year, and this is when we experience the longest amount of daylight in a day, and then of course the shortest night of the year. It represents new beginnings, and this is also the time where we let go of old stagnant energy, things that may have accumulated since the winter, and now we use the energy and fire of the sun to release that and push ourselves forward into the positive and into the new. The summer solstice occurs when one of Earth's poles has its maximum tilt towards the sun. It happens twice yearly, once in each hemisphere. The summer solstice is a powerful and sacred time, celebrated by cultures throughout the world using fire and ceremony, honoring the sun as it peaks and honoring the new season, new beginnings, where we say goodbye to long periods of old stagnant energy and welcome fire, celebration, and light into the world. This is also a time to celebrate and manifest spiritual transformation, growth, and evolution. The summer solstice is all about embracing the light of the sun and the light that is within us. This is a time of hope, creativity, strength, courage, optimism, intuition, balancing the light and dark that is within us, focusing on rebirth, renewal, and celebrating coming out into the sun, enjoying the fruits of our labor, of all the hard work we've done on ourselves, and then being open and receptive to new joy, life, and opportunity. The summer solstice is celebrated across many cultures around the world. Many ancient civilizations align their rituals with the solstice, from Bolivia to Sweden to China. It is a celebration for all of us on earth to honor. It's also said that elves and fairies like to bring their magic and lightness to celebrations. Whether you are celebrating a culture that is in your ancestry line or using the day to open up and celebrate life in all its dimensions and glory, this is a time to be very intentional of how you want to celebrate your life. Right after the summer solstice last year, I visited Serpent Mound in Ohio. It's known to be the largest serpent effigy in the world, which was created by the ancients who lived there at the time after a meteor had crashed. It's absolutely fascinating. And what I didn't know at the time is that they have activities around the summer solstice. And its solstice significance is that the head of the serpent is actually aligned with the western horizon, where the sun sets on the summer solstice. And then it's said that the three main curves of the serpent point to the summer solstice sunrise, the equinox sunrise, and the winter solstice sunrise. I feel like at this point in the video, I just want to show you guys my summer vacation photos like a slideshow, but I think I still have to win a few of you over, but don't worry, the crystal of the month is going to do that. I did buy a serpentine crystal from the gift shop because you guys know I love a theme by now. So look into places like Serpent Mound or different places that you can travel to really enjoy the energy of the summer solstice. It's so much fun. And I also have a few recommendations for what you can do on that date. The reason I'm spending so much time on this is because there is something about the magnetism of 2024 and why you want to take some time to look into the solstice and really enjoy it this year. I do recommend a sort of ritual where you intentionally release old energy and then welcome new positive energy to take its place. This is also a very helpful manifestation technique. I have similar formats of this that you can see in my winter solstice activation video, and then of course in my Lionsgate activation video. Both of them share those similar techniques, including list burning, and then just ways that you can sit outside and really take in and absorb and integrate the energy of this very powerful day. And the great thing about those exercises that I mentioned is that the overall lightness of that day will help carry your manifestations even higher into the universe. That's why I always recommend list burning exercises, because the fire is going to carry all those positive intentions up into the quantum. But maybe we do it on a day that's extra magnetic and light. Well, it looks like you may be attracting those things into your life sooner, or calling in the alignment and the opportunities that you need to get you exactly where you want to go. But remember, intention is the fuel that's going to get you there. So really think about what you want to create on June 20th. It is said that the universe and solar energies expand exponentially on the summer solstice. That's why it's a good idea to start looking into how you want to celebrate it. But the good thing is, I have a quantum recommendation that's going to support you. The morning of the solstice, sit quietly, take some deep breaths, and feel your inner light. Do this by first getting into a space of gratitude. So think of whatever comes to you in that moment, and then list as many things as you can in your mind that you are grateful for and that you love about yourself. You can also write down your list in a journal, as it may help you flow better and allow you to think of more things. As you see that piece of paper, you may want to fill that empty space with even more love and gratitude. As you do this, your body will feel physically lighter, and you will feel your own inner light fill your heart. That's all you need to do. This is about embracing the warmth of the season, but most importantly, embracing yourself. If you're called to incorporate traditional solstice practices like spending time outside, gardening, collecting herbs, sun salutations, go for it. This is a time when we want to celebrate the lightness and also connection to the earth. Dancing, meditation, and having picnics outside with friends are also very common ways to celebrate. I personally think I'm going to do a cacao ceremony. I think sharing that sacred beverage that's so heart awakening with friends is the perfect way to connect and then do some powerful intention settings. And we know it's going to be super magnified because of the energy of the solstice. Cacao ceremonies are always very intentional and they are filled with gratitude and heart healing. So I recommend infusing your cacao with gratitude for the sun and the earth. It's now time for the crystal of the month, my favorite part about doing these energy updates, and we are talking about an esoteric powerhouse today. It is lapis lazuli, or lazuli if you're fancy, and it is just magnificent. So let's take a closer look. This is known as a stone for channeling, so I do want to show you first how I like to hold it. Find a piece that is really comfortable, and so let's get in there. Hopefully there's not too much glare, and you can see the gold in here too. I really want you guys to see what we're working with here. Just take this in for a minute. This is also known to activate and stimulate the third eye. And then here it is on my ring. You can see a closer look at it. Why do you want to even wear this? For full body activation. Now, lapis is known as a Sagittarius crystal. It promotes Sagittarius awakening and awareness on all levels. So Sagittarius, if you do not have some, get some, wear it of course during our season. So if you want to know why I'm going nuts over this stone, it is because it is known as the stone of enlightenment. It is known to have existed before time. So if that's not a selling point, this is what you connect to understand ancient texts, especially esoteric planetary knowledge. This will open up so many channels. It will help you understand the things that you are studying. So any sort of text or manuscripts, this is what it supports. Lapis is known as the stone of the scribe and is associated with Thoth. So there are actually 2 amulets of Thoth in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. I know, something that they actually allowed the Egyptians to keep from their own history. I was actually a child when I went to Egypt, and I was more interested in obviously seeing the pyramids and the mummies. So I haven't actually seen them, but if you can, I'm sure it's going to unlock a lot of energy. So because this supports scribes, what you want to do is actually hold on to it when you are channeling. It's going to help you channel way more clearly, first of all, but then actually get those words onto paper. So obviously this is something you want to hold on to when you are meditating and accessing the knowledge and wisdom of the higher worlds. It's actually going to help you understand that wisdom, that information, and make sense of any downloads you get when you're doing your own inner work. Another place you may actually recognize lapis is on the sarcophagus of King Tut. So the ancient pharaohs like to be entombed in lapis. It is associated with royalty, of course. In ancient Egypt, lapis was worn as beads, amulets, and was even crushed up to make eyeshadow. So talk about some high vibe makeup. They always knew what they were doing. Lapis was used to decorate the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. It is said to carry the vibration of the inner king or queen that lies deeply within all of us. This will help you awaken the deepest parts of yourself, to help you know yourself and fully accept yourself and your divine nature. Judges also wore lapis emblems of Mot, the goddess of truth. It is said that Cleopatra favored lapis lazuli and wore it to symbolize her divinity and connection to the gods. Ancient goddesses associated with lapis lazuli are Venus, Athena, and Hera. It is said that those attracted to lapis have past life connections to ancient Egypt, and meditating with lapis can help you activate those past life memories. Lapis lazuli promotes the connection between the physical plane and the celestial kingdom. It is also said to initiate the mystic in all of us, connecting us to our inner wisdom and our highest wisdom. It will help you expand your awareness in all areas of life and consciously attune you to your own intuition. It also supports logical reasoning and connects the mind and the heart. It can help bring objectivity, clarity, mental endurance, along with emotional balance. It supports clear communication and will connect us to our own creative inspiration. This is a stone of awareness, enlightenment, and transformation in all areas of life. It also brings balance between the feminine and masculine energies and allows for deeper integration. And lapis lazuli is another powerful stone for psychic protection. Lapis is also known as the stone of inner vision and truthful communication. It is said that gifting a friend with lapis can serve as a catalyst for their own mystical journey and higher awareness and awakening. Wear this to support visualization, claircognizance, and clairvoyance. This is a stone to accelerate your spiritual progress, so when you work with it, prepare for big shifts in your life. If you are on the quest for self-knowledge, this is the stone for you. So let's recap the power and magic of lapis. It is a stone of awakening, enlightenment, and awareness. This is going to also offer energetic protection. It was revered by royals in all kinds of ancient societies and civilizations, and overall, it is going to promote you embodying your highest truth, understanding ancient wisdom and the cosmos. There are so many uses. I can make an hour video on this. I'm almost there, but I'm not going to do that. So look into lapis. Definitely add this to your crystal collection. All right, you guys, we've reached the end of this video, so let's do a recap. In June, we are going to cultivate our inner warmth and light. This will all be supported by the summer solstice on June 20th. We're not going to let any of those old habits or patterns creep up and pull us into any sort of self-doubt or self-sabotage. We're going to keep our eye on the prize and continue to heal ourselves. We're going to celebrate life, and of course, we are going to work with some lapis lazuli to help support our quest for enlightenment, of course, if that's your thing. So have a beautiful month, and I'll see you guys real soon.